Welcome everyone to session 14 and hopefully the final one. It has to be the final one, I think. We've been saying this for a couple of weeks, but yeah, this is the final. Like last week we finished off here with the site plan and the detail there. The thing is that we didn't put in the north point and didn't put the curb and the street name and all that sort of jazz. And we didn't actually put in these dimensions to remain as dimensions. Did put them in here, but they weren't officially on there. So I think we need to put them on there so that whoever hashes out the driveway knows where it is. And of course, that I should put that on the dimensions layer as well. The other thing is we are gonna we don't really have time to really get you to resubmit this plan. It really has to come in as the final plan, and hopefully you get it pretty right. And mainly the externals, those of you that are here, we're talking about it, so it's all good. But yeah, just send it in. The thing I would encourage you to do is actually, and look at my dimension here, I'll fix that out in a minute. The thing I would encourage you to do is to send in your questions if you have any particular problems. And you can always email your drawing file at the same time as you're asking the question, or just throw in some screen grabs. It's always helpful to have the file as well, just in case we want to look into it a bit further before we can answer your question. So you can always email it. You don't have to Dropbox it. All right. So if you're confident enough, just go for the submission date of the 21st. Otherwise, send us your questions in. All right, so now let me just fix this. These dimensions I put in model space, in paper space, so I can actually just do that, and that fixes that. I'm not sure. I must have moved the viewport. Anyhow, the question is, I basically, this is how I finished up. So we got, I don't think we even put that note there. So there's a note that's got to go on there. And a few other things. The north point is another, bond crescent, and this offset here, this guy here, the driveway. So the thing is, we did upload the note, update the notes, so they are under here, under site, under the site plan detail. So the portfolio assessment document has been updated a bit to reflect a bit of that. And also we added the blocks library, which is up here somewhere. New blocks here. So if you download that, you also find the north point in there. So if I just download that, and what you need to do is actually open the zip file up. Oh, sorry, that's not it. I got the wrong one. Sorry, that's the doors. Let me just see if we can find it. Sorry, hang on a second. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the wrong spot. Of course, this says door blocks. That's where there's doors in there. So this is the one we want. Download the folder. So yeah, like this, and just click on it, and then double click on it, and so you get all of these. Some of these you may have already there, or may not. But nevertheless, just copy and overwrite them. Oh, look, the door ones are in there as well, so we're all good actually. So if we copy that, and then we just go and put it in wherever you saved your blocks. In my case, they are in here, so we'll just go straight there. Here, there, and oops, and we'll go to the block library, and we'll just basically Control V. I've got a few of them already, so I just override them. Okay, the action can be completed because the folder or file is open in the program. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll just leave that. What, sorry?
Your two previous blocks. Do you not open it?
No, I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. It's all there. Maybe something I'm doing here, but that's right. I've got a few extras, but that's all right. Okay, so they're all in there. So it's just a matter of now going in here, and for example, I can bring in the north point, and if we have a look at this one here, the north point is actually in model space. Okay, so it's not on the sheet. There are some good reasons for that, and that's because generally sometimes the site plan, like if sometimes you have to rotate the site plan to fit on the sheet, and what I usually do is put in the north point of how it should be in here. Now this time it's straight up, but sometimes it could be on an angle. All right, so it means if you put it in model space, if you rotate your UCS in paper space in the viewport, it will actually take the north point to the exact angle that it should be with it. So that is easier than, yeah. So that's the only reason. So I'll go back here, and that north point here is, oops, there you go. Look at the spot we landed on. That there is on layer text. Okay. So let's just go back here. Make sure we got, and you can go like that or however. We've got symbols here. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I had it in text, but symbols probably makes more sense because it's a symbol. Yeah. Let's change it to symbols. I love that. Let's do that. Yeah. There's no problem as long as that layer is not frozen, but it is. So yeah. The only problem with that there, if I just throw that symbols, if I just do that now, oh my goodness, that's here, there. You got to be careful that our smoke detectors don't come up, for example, and I can't see them on here because I think they're the only other thing we had in that layer, like this one here, unless I haven't. Block reference, yeah, it's not symbols, but the thing is, it is. In my case, the block is, I think it was the same. The block happened to be annotative, so it's scale aware, and that's why they're not turning up. So I think we're okay with doing that. So let's do that. So yeah, let's put it under symbols. I just store the layer so we can bring it in. So let's go to insert, and I'm just going to insert here. Sorry, insert there, and we'll go. Goodness, there you go. Insert, more options, and let's go to my disk, that, and there, and block, and north point under N. There you go. Now the scale in here is 1:200. It will automatically detect that because I'm in the viewport, so we're good, I think. So I'm going to specify where to put it. I'm not going to change its size or rotation. At least I don't need to change the rotation because it's already pointing up the page. You can always rotate it afterwards. So drop it there. Now the thing is, this one is grey because that's what the symbols is. So it's fine. All right. So the next thing is to work out this curve. So if I just double click into there, we're better off. The curve is basically 4 meters away, but I did draw a bit past it so to make it more realistic. We don't actually know whether the road goes down here or what. We don't have that information, but we're just going to assume that it continues straight here and it continues straight here. So I'm just going to go, now that line there, for example, if I click on here, that line there is under layer site path. So I just put that, and so will that be there, all right? Now site path is a little bit, sorry, the line weight is a little less than the site boundary, which is fine because it's the site boundary we want to stand out in this instance. So that's fine. Even in surveying terms, they will put this under a layer called abuttals, which basically is it's the allotment lines that are abutting your own block, and they're also in surveyors will make those lighter color, so they don't stand out as much. So we'll continue the same theme. So let's go here and do that. So go line, alpha line, spacebar. That's what I did. Now, if we've got everything on, it should be able to follow through. But yeah, see how it's following through if I'm careful. Why is it doing that? I reckon because it says, it says on my screen there, extension, yeah, and I'm going like 7 meters, whatever. That should be the same, following the same angle as a green line. Now, if I go into right click here, or we can just down over here, sorry. I've got this extension on, and that's the guy that's helping me do that. Otherwise, yeah, it would be a bit more difficult. Okay, so we'll do the same with this one. We have to be very careful. I got a line this time there, and just hang around there. I don't click. Well, sorry, I do click, but then I'm careful to when I'm moving. Obviously, I don't have ortho on, but I do have the other one on, follow tracking. But I don't need to have any of them on really. It should just detect it. Okay, so I'll just go across now, whatever that angle is. So now I'm just going to offset that 4,000. And this one here, 4,000. And I'm going to fillet this with a 4,000 radius. For fillet spacebar, alpha radius or click radius, and type in 4,000. There it goes. And I'll just click here, click there. And basically that's it there. You can move this a bit over because it's probably not needed there, about there. And what you can see here is my detail, but that won't be in view, so that's fine. So here we just got to put this other note, which is this one here. Oops. This note here, that's under layer text. Yeah, so I'm not sure I put that. You can put it anywhere you like, but it looks like I put this also in under layer text, which is in model space in this instance. I'm a bit all over the place as to where I put stuff, so apologies there. So if, yeah, so just put in that note, and I'm gonna, yeah, so that's got the 90mm diameter PVC pipe. It should say 2 drainage easement here, 2. Oh, 2 drainage easement, not, yeah. So let's copy that for a minute. All right, so let's go here, and I'm just going to use this command here under annotate multi-leader, and I'm just going to turn off the object snap. I'm just going to make sure I'm in. Sorry, I'll make sure I'm in here first. Let me just do it this way. There you go. So I'm just going to go here, multi-leader. Layer should be layer text. So let's just double check that. Probably not in layer text. No, text. And I'm just going to go multi-leader for the 6th time. Annotate multi-leader, and I'm going to go and turn off the object snaps for a minute, and then I can just sort of roughly click there and just click here, and I'm just going to type that in. There it is. Now I can actually move this across a bit. I think I'll just click it there for a minute. Should be able to click it. I'll just double click again. Oh yeah. See this little arrow here? You can make it bigger first. That, and then it just wraps around. All right. So the way I've put this diameter here is this way. I just right clicked here and I went symbol, and there's a diameter symbol there. Or you can type in %%C and it will automatically come up. As you can see, you can put other things there. That's interesting. Property line. I don't know what that is. Property line. PL. There you go. I didn't know that was there. So there's a few other symbols that you might use in the future. Degrees is another one. Angle center line is a good one that you might find useful when you're dimensioning something to center line. You could just write a little piece of text and just click here, and it gives you the center line symbol. That's really handy. All right, so things like that. Just investigate that. But other than that, 90mm. Perhaps the mm should be in lowercase. because that's the proper thing. Yeah, so that's that there. And we've done the street. The other thing is the street name, and we did that in 3mm, but really, to be honest, it should be 3.5 by standards. We just said we've right through this project we used, I think 2.5, 3, and 5. I think should wherever you have 3 should be 3.5, really. But anyway, we'll just continue the same. So I think it's Bond Crescent. So we're just going to go and write that text, just simple line, multi-line text, and it's going to be, oh, no, wrong one here. I'm just going to go actually to the full theme because I can't see it there what it is. It's this one here. Set that current and go set that current, close. I think no, it still hasn't. I don't know, I have to just guess now which one it is. There it is, 3mm. So I'm just going to write something here, caps on crescent. There it is. You can do what you like with that. You can wrap it, you can move it, just see what it looks like in the plan. Just take off this here, and as you can see, I'm missing that. My viewport doesn't cover that, so I'm a bit of a trouble then. So I'm just going to rehash this. I'm just going to highlight it and do Control up arrow, just move it up a bit, and then it gives me a bit of room down here to expand. Almost getting it in there. Go up a bit more. Now this is the problem with me putting the dimensions in paper space. If you have a look here, look what is happening. And I'll just try with this one here. Look at this. If I go left, that's changing. This one up here is changing. If I go, that's changing. But these ones here are not changing. These ones here are staying with, oh no, one of them is, the other one is not. See? Some are changing, some are not. Well, most are changing, one is not. And in fact, if I did it right, and I'm not sure where I went wrong, this is how it should work. If I'm moving the viewport, the dimensions should go with it. So in theory, it should not matter whether you put your dimensions in multi-space or paper space. But as you can see, you can lose that associativity sometimes. So I'm going to just, these ones here, I'm just going to delete and try again and see if I, oh, goodness me, see if I can get them to stay in the right spot. Just redoing and make sure that they are hooked onto the right spot, and just see where we possibly have gone wrong. So I'm just going to redimension those under the layer dimensions down here, and I'm going to go horizontal. Actually, this one here, I can continue this one here. I can go continue, and that's under here. No, it's not there. Should be under annotate, continue. Select the one I want to continue, this one, and I want to go to maybe the endpoint of that. Yeah, endpoint there. So I'll just finish that, and I'm going to put another one here, and we'll see what happens, eh? The setback is from this corner here to there and there. Now the thing is, I went perpendicular there, and I'm guessing the problem is when I'm doing perpendicular. I'll put another dimension now just to check that theory, because I think it likes to be hooked onto the endpoints. I'm just going to put that to the endpoint there, and then I'll just drop it over here. See which one actually works, the one with the endpoint or the one with the perpendicular, or both. So this is a bit of a test for you, and so that you also know when things work and when they don't, and what the reason is. So if I go there, again, I've got perpendicular here, and then I'll go there. Oops, that didn't work. I just pushed that up a bit. That's where I want it. I'll do that again. This one, go from here, we've got perpendicular, and we'll just drop it there. And we'll do another one, again, for testing purposes. You don't have to do two, but I'm just doing two. And I'm going to put the other one maybe to an endpoint or something like that, rather than perpendicular, or even midpoint should work, but maybe not. Let's try midpoint there and drop it up there. All right, so I'm just going to now test this viewport theory. Oops, control. Okay, so they're both changing. So really, that doesn't really work. If I go to the right, they're also changing. So for some reason, the only one that's hooked on is this one here, and I'm not sure why. Well, I'll do that. I'll show you another way of fixing that up, if that's what the problem is for you. I'm just going to delete the ones I don't need, and I'll show you how that can be fixed. You can still move your viewport, but you have to move it differently. So the way to move it, if you got the dimensions on the paper, you just have to highlight the whole thing like this, and then use the actual move command, or you can just click and drag. Try the move command, and just click here and just drag up a bit, and that's it. Then that should remain. Here we go. So that's the way to do it, and that's the way we should do it before they brought that feature in. But yeah, that's basically it there. Oh, and see, that's the other thing I did with this drawing, and I'd moved this beforehand. So these downpipes are also a problem. So I right click and select similar, and I'll just move them as well in spot. The select similar is great. Just make sure it's ortho on. Well, it could be that we moved it a bit, but that looks about right there. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, so you can see the advantages and disadvantages of writing stuff on the paper or supposed to in the model. Generally, in the model works best. So we should really try and stick to that. Just with this one here, we had some problems with dimensions, but this could also have been done in model space because the dimensions are scale aware, so they wouldn't show up in the 1:100. All right. Anyway, that's all good. The other thing here, I'll just make this a bit wider to get everything in. All right, so that's basically it there. I think it's all okay. Other than that, I did have some problems with my image frame, so I did set the image frame to 0. I think in my case, or maybe it's 2. No, it's 2. That's what it should be. And I'll just have a little preview. And I want to talk to you about eTransmit as well in a minute. So we'll just come out of there. Let's go to plot preview. So print preview. You can just go straight to preview. Everything is set up. Yeah, that looks okay. I think that's fine. All right. So I'll just save this one here because it was last week's version. I'll save it as, in my case, it will go increment to 12, and that's a site plan detail. All right, just wanted to say that the portal is now open for you to submit your work, and what you need to submit is written down here. So AO1 to AO3, and also include your drawing file. We suggest that you eTransmit to gather all the files you require, because that will give us everything, and that's the minimum you got to give us. But eTransmit will actually collect a lot more files. You collect the abs.ctb to collect the 2 images that that you used, which is basically the TAFE image and the detail, IFS detail. It should collect all those automatically. Only thing you have to go and pick manually will be these 3 PDF files, the AO1 and to AO3. They're PDF, and add them into the eTransmit. So I'll show you one more time how to do the eTransmit. So I don't even know if I've got this printed out. I think I have. So, obviously you go and print everything off to PDF. I won't go through it now, but and then doesn't matter where you are really. You just go eTransmit, you type it in, or you can go to publish. Publish. Export. Sorry, am I right?
No,
Am I getting it right? No, it was publish. Yes.
One up, one up.
One up.
No, above print.
Oh, well, I've lost it. Oh, there. Publish. Yeah, I'm on the wrong one. eTransmit. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I went to the print one. Okay, so you just go eTransmit. You can see why I just type everything in because I can't find it anywhere. So you want to save it? Yes. You should save the drawing beforehand. Then it knows. So it's already picked up what I need to have in my eTransmit. We know already from last week when we checked it that the setup here, I don't have to go and check it again. It'll give me a zip file by default. So I'm not going to go in there and confuse you now. So yeah, so it's going to give us this file. So it's just, oh, look at that. It's picked up the use file, which is PNG. And it's also picked up the TAFE, which is a JPEG there. And it's picked up a CTB file, as I said, and something else. And that. Now, this is especially standard. This one is not standard. So if you're sending something to your client for the first time, they wouldn't have your ABS CTB. So really, they need that if they were to plot it out. They don't need it if they don't have to plot it out. In most cases, they don't have to plot it out. All right, so that's that. External references. What's it say here? Oh, it found the site plan from the surveyor. So we would have forgotten that you need to send that to your client. You don't realize that because it's there. You think it's part of the drawing, but it's not really. It's another additional file. Yeah, you don't have to write any notes in here for anyone. It's all good. Just send it to us. We know what we're doing. We hope we're professionals. Okay, so that's so it's and of course it picks up the original file, which is the drawing file already. So the only thing you have to add is those PDFs wherever they are. If you've saved them, I don't look like I've saved any right here right now. But let's have a look. I might have one. Yeah, no. Anyway, I don't know what I've done with it, but wherever you saved them, yours will be probably in your sheets. So it'll be. I've got one. Yay! It's not even called the same name, but I haven't finished my project, so that's my excuse. All right, so I'll just put that one in there for now, just so we've got something in there, but it's not going to be, put one, then you add another, or you can actually add all three of them at once. No problem. So then just go OK after that. It does have a report that it sends with it anyway, but you don't have to worry about that. And basically just, what are we going to give them here? The name?
Yeah, it's got to be
what are we going to write?
with your initial.
Initial or whole name?
No, so that's right. 2006, so Jones Residence.
Yep.
And AV. So where the AV is for Andreas.
Yeah.
And his surname, then he
that's it.
would put your initials.
Put your initials there. So save it. Where we're going to save it, so they know. Under drawings or sheets, perhaps. Should I put in there? No? Because it's your final submission. So it's an electronic submission really. So it should really go under there. So just save it there, so you know where to find it. So all you do then is go back to your portal here, and you go final submission. And for me, I don't think I can navigate, can I? Because I just go. Yeah, I think you can do it from here. Okay, yes, here. So then I can just drag and drop it in here, or I think you can just do that too. Add file, and oh no, I just drag and drop. I'm not sure how to do it that way. So I would just come here and go to here, and really I should be able to just drop that in there, and there it is, and just save changes, and it'll come to us. Yeah, happy with that?
Great.
Excellent. All right, thank you. We'll leave it here and wish you all the best. As I said, be in touch if you have any questions in between now and the submission date, which is midnight on the 21st, Friday the 21st, I believe, of this month, June. So it'll be midnight then, 1 minute before midnight, in fact, to be exact. Okay, thank you.